Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show y'all how to do waist length butterfly locks. So first, how you want to start off is you want to have passion twist hair. This hair right here. I typically order mine off Amazon. I'll add the links in the bio of the hair I use specifically. I'm not really like strict on like what brands, but some brands are too silky for butterfly locks. But you want to use this hair right here, and then you want to use some kind of Marley hair. It doesn't matter what kind of Marley hair, but you want to use some kind of Marley hair as a foundation when your client's hair is not long enough to do the butt length. So you want to feed these in as a foundation to like add on to the hair. Some important things to know about butterfly locks is I find that free parting is so much easier than box parts, anything like that. When you prep your hair, you want to use 2 of the passion twist thing, and you want to stretch them out, just fluff them out and put them together. So it makes this. It's not too thick. I never really use 1. I find that 1 doesn't really work, and I find that sometimes 2 is a little too thick, depending on the strand of the hair. So I would say just eye it. Like it should just be like this, and this will make the perfect lock right here. Okay, right here I'm gonna show you how to fluff out the hair. So this is how 1 strand of the passion twist hair looks. Waterwave passion twist. I do not give you pastel hair because it's all too silky. So you wanna just. That's 1. Then you want to take a second one. If my client wants them a little chunkier or a little more distressed, then I'll add like a thin 3rd one. And call it a day. That's 2. Go together, that's the perfect lock. So I'll show you how you'll know. For this one, this is like a regular size one. This one right here. This is a little bit thicker, so you'll be able to see like it's like a little more like dense than this one. This one's bigger. So for ones like this, I would use a thinner piece rather than something that's just as big as it. I would use a thinner piece for this one, which it wouldn't be this because it's not together, basically. And you fluff them out. That's how you fluff them out. And then you want to get one of these, and you want to fill them up to here. Sometimes you can have 2 and fill this one up as well, because I find that like towards the end I start running out of hair, and nobody wants to run out of hair, because now as you're doing the locks, you either have to pause to prep more hair, which adds time to the client, or you have to fluff them out as you go, and it adds like an extra 30 seconds to each lock. Okay, so this is an example of a thinner one that I would put with the thicker one right here. This is so thin compared to a regular one. Okay, so this hair right there that I'm using is a Cuban twist or Jamaican twist, any kind of really Marley hair. You want to part the hair. I do free parts. Free parts is basically like petal parts. They're like oval shaped. They make the locks look way more natural. So you want to part the hair precisely, making sure it's a clean part. What you want to do is you want to feed in the braid as if you're doing like a knotless. You want to start braiding the hair, then you want to feed in the Marley hair, which is really just like a foundation. It gives something for you to wrap the hair around to make the lock when your client's hair is obviously not waist or butt length and they want a long lock. So you want to braid it, and that's what it's going to be. 9 times out of 10, the Marley hair is going to be way longer than waist or butt length or whatever. So you're going to use that hair and wrap it back up to seal the lock. And I'm just going to do that around the whole head. Straight to the top, do a sleek middle part. And after that, I'll go back in and then I'll start locking the hair. So yeah, you can watch that. It's going a little fast because this is a mini tutorial, but yeah, it's only gonna be about 30 locks or so on everybody's head because I don't do too many locks.
Okay, this is the part right here where you start to create the lock. I'm gonna try to explain as best as possible. So basically what you want to do is you want to crochet the hair that you fluffed out through, make sure everything is out of your way, it goes through smoothly. Then you want to start wrapping. You want to wrap 3 times to just create the base of the lock to secure it on your hair. And then every time you wrap from there, you want to use your thumb to create a loop. Every 2 or 3 times you wrap, create a loop. The more distress that you want it, the less time in between your wraps. So if you want it super distressed, every time you wrap, you could do a loop. If you want it distressed, but you still want to see enough of the lock, then you want to do it 2 or 3 times, then use your thumb to create a loop. It's all based off preference. Okay, this is the part that get a little bit complicated. I did it pretty fast here, but it's another clip that I show you on a slower way as to how to continue the lock. So you're not gonna crochet the fluffed hair through the lock. You're basically just gonna like put a little piece of the hair like you did on top without crocheting it, and use your hand to really basically help you. So that's what you're gonna do. Put a little bit of the hair, and then you're just gonna start wrapping. You can wrap twice to create that base that you did on top, and then just keep on with the distressed look, and you do that until you get to the proper length of the lock that you want. And then you want to go back in and you want to wrap all the hair that's left back up. That seals the lock to make sure there's no unraveling, no slippage, anything like that. This clip, I'm just reviewing on how to create the lock. You want to pull the fluffed hair through the braid. You want to make sure you don't have too much hair going towards one side. You want to be able to have enough hair to wrap all the way down to where it gives you enough lock before you have to add more hair. You want to make sure everything's out your way, and you want to wrap the top to create that base of the lock, and then you want to start to wrap. As you can see, I'm using my thumbnail to create the loops. The loops are what resemble the butterfly wings, and that's why they're called butterfly locks, because the little loops look like little butterfly wings. And then you want to proceed to just do this throughout the whole head. You want to be as neat as possible, because even though they're distressed locks, you still want a neat look. You don't want it to look like it's distressed and 3 weeks old off the walk away. But yeah, you proceed to do this all the way through. This is not the method that I use to do short butterfly locks. I don't really use a foundation for short butterfly locks. I'll do another video on how to do the shoulder length. But this is how you do the long butterfly locks. And as you can see, that the first piece of hair only gives you enough lock to last you about to the shoulder, and then that's when you start adding more, and it'll leave you to mid back, and then you add another piece, and it'll have you to the waist length, and so on and so forth. You have to add more if you want to go longer than butt length. You just want to make sure that you have a long enough foundation of hair if you are doing anything longer than waist or butt length, because sometimes the foundation hair isn't long enough. But if you are doing like a thigh or knee length butterfly lock, and you want to use the same foundation that you would use for waist length, what you can do is you can part and braid, and don't feed the hair in at the root. Feed the hair in towards the end of the braid, because it'll make the foundation of the hair longer, about thigh and knee length, and you'll be able to do butterfly locks longer like that. You'll just need more hair to wrap down, and the locks will take a little bit longer. But this is how you do them, and you want to proceed to wrap all the way down and do it throughout the head, and you'll have a full head of beautiful butterfly locks. You can continue to watch and see how I do the process. It's pretty fast. It's a mini tutorial. I'll do a more detailed tutorial when I do another video on a different length. But this is just the basis of how you do butterfly locks. And this is how you want to make sure that all your locks are the same length. You just want to use the first lock that you ever did before you wrap the hair back up. You want to compare lengths with the first lock that you ever did to make sure that they're the same length. And as you go throughout the head, every lock that you do, make sure it's the same length as the last few that you did.